Well, it's okay reminiscing on past trips that you've been on and the great fun you had in the summer and all the places that you've seen. But you have to be realistic during the out of season months and look after your camper. So let's have a look at the way we store our A-frame camper now and what we need to be fully ready for the next camping season, which will be very soon, I hope. And here she is in all her glory. This is our first out of season storage, and as you can see, she has been kept set up for months now, all through the bad weather, the rain. So let's have a look inside. So the first thing we need to have a look at is that squeaky door. Shouldn't be a problem. We've put the blinds up. As we can see, there is no water ingress whatsoever. We've just put the towels down as a precaution there. And the seats are away from the walls because they do condensate. And we do have a heater in here, which is just there in the corner. The heater is only used periodically just to air the camper and keep the damp down that we can get. You see, all the electronics are covered up as much as possible, and as you can see, we have been having some fun in here. That's because we do use it as a mini cinema during the cold months. Although it's been too cold to get anybody's enthusiasm up to have a quick look, because we can project it off the wall. But nobody wants to come out in the cold. So it's always good to check the fridge. Make sure your fridge door is kept open, and then you'll have it free from any mould that should gather. And I think everybody knows that that's what you do with the fridge. You keep the door latch down, and then there's two holes there. One's obviously when it's freed off up here. That's to make sure the door shuts when you're using it, but when you're not using it, you're supposed to locate it into one of them holes. But I like to make sure it's wide open so we've got a good air gap. And once it's clean in there and with an air gap, you will not get any mould. In here we have the gas inlet and outlet. The electrics are dry and they've got a good air gap around them. There's no damp in here. This is where we store the blinds when we travel. That's the event tent, nicely folded up there. There are some other things lurking around, which no doubt have been put there in a safe place so we don't forget where they are. And then over here we've got much of the same. Here's some storage, ground sheets, and who knows what's up there. It's always good to keep an eye on your plates and your carling mug, jug, whatever you want to call it. The safety device that we've devised has held up through Storm Brennan, which is our first major storm, and as you can see, nothing's happened there. Everything's fine. It has got safety struts on the outside as well, but these are only a precaution. But we've left them up as an experiment to make sure that everything's fine. And we have had some severe gales, and we're heading for another one this weekend. And I think it's just starting to rain outside now, and we are officially leak free. So let's have a look how the outside is doing. Just check all the connections and the modifications. We only used stainless steel and galvanised poles, and they're looking good, and they've been through some water. That's a weather strip here, which we're going to trim and sort it when the weather's a lot better. These have got a rubber device in the centre of them as well to cure the water going on the inside. The lights are doing good and still working. Actually, we can check that. Follow me, I'll show you where the switches are. Nicely devised in here to have the optimum effect. So that's up for on, and it should be on, and over here there's a switch under the chair here, and that should be on. That also does the mood lighting in here, as you can see. Very nice. A nice little touch, which we've also got over here, and they're not on at the moment. This is our digital lighting working here. That's working fine. The decal stickers were put on in the winter last year, towards the end of the winter last year, but have been baked on by this wet record breaking summer that we had down southern England. And here, just checking everything's fine there. All the galvanising's okay, and the struts are okay this end, also using stainless steel. A little bit of moss gathering here because it's by the overhang of the trees, but that's been cut back. The roof needs a good clean now. It's been months since it's been done, but we've got no leaks on these windows. Everything's fine. Stainless steel rivet bolts. Can't remember what they're called now. Coach bolts, that's it. These are called coach bolts. The back's looking a bit dirty, but it's only to be expected when the weather's bad. Electric box is nice and secure. Back to the back end rear stickers, they're fine. And let's have a look. And as you can see, everything's fine there, the lighting's working. It looks like we're in for another storm. And it doesn't look good. We'll check the tyres before we go rolling anywhere. All the vents are looking good. Everything's fine here. That could do with a little bit of paint on it, but that is thick steel. That isn't rusting at all. There's only a surface rust on that. And that is an alloy engraved. That should last 1,000 years. So the outside is looking a little bit dirty, but on the whole, very good. And bang on cue, here comes the rain.